Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. Well, this morning it's a blustery 48 degrees here in San Diego, so you can see them all bundled up. It's nice and cold. I got a call from my buddy last night. He said he was in a car accident. He's okay, but his truck got a little bit beat up and he's in need of some transportation. So what he would like to do is to get his motorcycle going. Now, I've done a couple of videos with him before. So my friend, he has a Suzuki DR350. We got it running the other day. Well, I say the other day, I guess it was maybe about a month ago. We got it running, and he was supposed to continue on from there, but for some reason he really likes to work with me. I don't know why, but he can't seem to make any progress unless I'm there. So I'm gonna go over there, help him get his motorcycle running, so he'll have some transportation while his truck gets worked on. I've grabbed a few parts from my garage here. The last time we got it going, we had a carburetor installed on there that was from a different motorcycle, but I'm confident we can get it working. I have some carburetor parts. That is not our biggest obstacle at this point, though. Our biggest obstacle is that he has not ordered a rear sprocket for this motorcycle. I'll have to show you what the rear sprocket looks like when we get there. And he contacted me on Friday, which was yesterday, and of course you can get pretty much anything from Amazon in a day or two, but I wasn't able to find any motorcycle sprockets I can get in a day or two. So I grabbed a couple sprockets I have, which I don't think are correct ones, but we'll see. And I've put a couple of posts out on the internet to see if we can find him a sprocket in the next day or two. We'll see what happens. But I am going to head on the freeway here in just a second. So I'm going to turn the camera off so I can pay attention to the road, which I should be doing anyway. Come on, you should be chewing me out for this. And we'll see when we get there to Justin's place. We're back at the scene of the crime. DR350. We're going to pull the carburetor off, go through that. So we did have this thing kind of running. And this is our biggest problem here. See that sprocket? Yeah, something ain't right there. Now this probably isn't the right sprocket. This is one I had laying around. But I got some online contacts here. We're gonna see if we can't get one. And a few people have also shot out some places that might carry them in San Diego. So we're gonna call around if we don't have someone come up with one we can use. But wheel's coming off. We'll see if that sprocket there works, and the carburetor's going to come off. We're going to clean it and see what we have inside of the carburetor for jetting. I brought a whole bunch of carburetor jet parts, and we'll see if we can't get this thing running better. Well, I don't know how we got so lucky, but that one that I had actually fits on here. It's a 47 tooth sprocket. The original is a 44. Well, that's not original gearing anyway. So it'll be geared a little bit lower. Holy crap. What did you do? He rides hard. So we're gonna try it out. The chain probably isn't gonna be big enough, is gonna be our next problem, but one problem at a time. That's what we do. We solve problems in the garage. So we'll figure it out. Well, I don't know how lucky someone can be, but maybe just lucky to know someone like me.
You always have the obscure things I need in your garage.
So I had the sprocket that fit here, and when we put it on, the chain was too short, and I happened to grab a couple of crappy old chains I had laying around, which I keep telling myself, hey, I need to throw out some of this crap and keep my shop clean and quit having just random junk laying around. But for whatever reason, I didn't do it, and this old chain that I had laying around fit on here now.
And sprocket.
And the sprocket fit, of course. So now chain and sprocket is operational. This chain is definitely not ideal. It's an old, crappy chain, but we're gonna lube it up good, and this will get him by for now until his truck is working and we can order a new chain and sprocket set for him. But
So awesome.
Unbelievable. It's actually a little too big, it looks like. But I think what we'll do is we'll get it going, and then if it works, we can get it to my house, and we'll pull a link or two out of it, maybe.
Sure.
there we go. So carburetor is off the bike. So that'll be the next thing we work on. Yeah, we got some Dire Straits going here. Funny story about that song. My buddy used to hate it, but I told him I was a Dire Straits fan, so now he has to play it every time we come over here. But hey, I taught him a thing or two about Dire Straits and Mark Knopfler, so there you go. Okay, we're into carburetor surgery here. I have two of these carburetors. These carburetors are off a DR400. And this bike is a DR350, but it has a 435 big bore kit in it. So this carburetor should work okay. The only problem that we have is we have no idea what jetting we should run in it. Right now what we're doing is we're writing down what jets are currently in this carburetor. Main jet is installed. Here's the pilot jet, and this one has like an intermediate jet, I believe it's called. And I have this other carburetor, which is in really filthy shape. I don't know how well you can see that. There you go. This is what happens when you leave gas in your carburetor. Don't do it. But the jets were looking as ugly as the rest of that. I got them soaking here. So as soon as we can see what's on these, we're going to write these down as well. And then we're going to do some experimenting, which might mean putting the original ones in here, getting the bike to run, see how it reacts, see if these are different, and start swapping stuff around. And I also have boxes of parts that I've acquired over the years, so maybe I might have what we need in there as well. At this point, we just got to make it work good enough that he can ride the bike to work for a week or so while his truck gets fixed. All right, carburetor's been cleaned, adjusted. We put a different main jet in, a little bit bigger main jet. I have several of them in my parts here. So at this point, we wrote down the settings, we put it in. We're gonna hook everything up. If you watched the last video where we installed the cam and kind of got it started, yeah, we actually got the throttle cable up here instead of off of here. So maybe we'll be able to take it over on the block when we're done here. We'll see how she runs. Carburetor installed, tank installed, seat is on there, fuel is on, choke is on. Have to make sure the key is on. Gotta make sure the ignition is on. And we're gonna give her a shot here. Give us a second. Oh, he's got boots on. I didn't bring kickstart boots. So this is on this guy. Something to be said about electric start at times like this. But then again, no battery to worry about. The carburetor was completely dry, remember that. Oh yeah. Choke, no choke? Choke? I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I'm getting tired watching him here, so. I'm gonna suggest a few adjustments and we'll see what happens. After a couple adjustments, we got it running. You He's taking it on the maiden journey. Well, we had a buddy come over, brought a couple sprockets, so now we have the sprocket that I gave him and 2 smaller ones than this. The motorcycle is running good. The clutch is slipping a little bit. We're gonna have to do something on that. We got the registration up to date, and now we got food. Woo! So we're gonna take a little break, and then I'll show you how this thing runs. But I think we got it down to starting in a couple of kicks now. Did a little minor carburetor adjustment, adjusted the idle adjustment, and then we adjusted the idle air screw on it as well. But it appears to be running good. If the clutch wasn't slipping, we would be much happier, but I got some ideas for that. All right, let's see how many kicks it takes to start this beast here. One.
Pretty close.
It started. Not bad. Cold bike.
Hell yeah. I'm excited.
We gotta fix the clutch next.
Slippy, slippy.
The clutch is slipping pretty bad. When you get it in like 3rd or 4th gear and you get on the throttle, you can definitely feel the engine RPMs raising, but it is running and running really well. This DR350 carburetor on here, for just jetting it on the fly, and
right now.
no information as to how to jet one of these for this bike, I think we got it really close. I think that our idle jet, like I said, needs to go down a little bit, but it's doing pretty good. Idle jet going down may make it run a little bit better. What's in it now? Let's see here. We wrote it down over here, right?
Yep, on the inside of that side flap. One of the smaller
One of them, I think it's on my box, the one that I put in my truck, but
25. 62.5.
Yep, and a 155 main jet.
You changed it to
I changed it to a 155, so I think we need to go to a 22.5, which, if you don't know anything about jetting, I'm just throwing numbers out here, and I could say that we needed to change the flapellator valve, and it's all ball bearings these days. So if you watch any old Chevy Chase movies, maybe you know where that came from, but sometimes I just throw out some obscure references. But the beast is running and running well. We're going to try a hack on this clutch because the fact that it's slipping, he says that the clutch was changed out like the last ride that he did on it. So what I would like to try is to pull off this whole clutch cover and then put some washers underneath the bolts that go over the clutch springs, which is kind of like a cheesy hack, but what it does is it puts more pressure against the clutch, so hopefully it will prevent it from slipping. It's something that may or may not work. Something that I've done before. I've had luck and I've had failure with it, but it's Saturday. We aren't going to be able to get another clutch until at least Monday, so we're going to have to give it a shot. Otherwise he's going to have to be very easy on the throttle. Hey, look at that, the sun's coming out. It was kind of cold and it rained a little bit earlier too. But that's where we're at. We got a runner. All right, we're inside the engine already here. Pulled the clutch cover off, and let me show you the little hack that we're doing here. So these are the clutch springs, which provide the push for the pressure plate against all of the clutch discs. A motorcycle clutch has several friction discs and steel plates inside of there. So what we are going to try to do to get them by here is we got these washers. We're going to put these over here and then put the bolts back on here, and that's going to provide, you know, that much more push on these springs, which hopefully will compress the clutch a little bit more and hold it from slipping. Now, this is not the best solution, but this is one of those garage hack type things that you can do to get you by if you need to. Since we can't get a clutch for this thing today, tomorrow, or the next day, you know, it's going to take a couple days to get it. That's what we're going to do. What you doing there? Okay, our fabulous clutch mod is installed.
We're gonna take the bike out, or I'm gonna take the bike out and give her a shot here, and we'll see how it works. But man, she's looking beautiful. The bike is working amazing. 6 springs, 6 washers under the springs. We did it.
I'm so excited to have this bike running again.
Yeah. So what's the grand total? What's the grand total in parts that we put onto this bike today?
One big goose egg.
Yeah, so we got this thing going for what we had laying around and the help of some strangers.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah. Dude, you're back up and mobile now.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Better time than ever.
Amazing.
So excited.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
This ain't
Mom.
too bad. We did it.
So happy to ride the DR again. Woo! And it's in neutral.
All right. Working.
It works great.
You had it on the freeway?
Yeah.
I heard you go by. How fast?
80.
Okay, 80 displayed.
Yeah, but the thing is that, what is this, a 46 tooth?
47 tooth. Is it
47
it's screaming?
Is like 80% of the way through the throttle.
Yeah, okay. So we'll bring it over to the Global Domination headquarters at some time here in the next day or two and see if we can't re-gear it. But with the clutch not slipping, that's not going to be a problem.
No.
The bike's got plenty to go, huh?
Awesome.
Plenty of juice.
Plenty of juice.
All
This
right.
this thing runs better than it's ever ran.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
We put a heart that has way newer technology than what this has.
Oh, yeah, of course. All right. Overall, we have a successful day here. Swung over and helped out Justin. Got the motorcycle running. Sorry about the light there. There's nothing I can do about it. The sun, you know, does what it wants. Got his bike going and $0 invested today. So he had a running bike just sitting there. He just needed a little bit of Tom's Tinkering and Adventures assistance to get it going. Off camera, as I was getting ready to go, put the key in the truck and turned the key, and all I got was a click. So I don't know if I know Robert Roy is taking a little bit of a break from doing YouTube videos, but if you're watching, battery, pretty sure it's a battery issue here. But we got the truck started and I'm heading home. So very good day. After the last motorcycle I worked on didn't turn out the best, or as good as I had hoped anyway. It feels good to have a success here. So, mark 1 up for me today. Feeling good. Go home, get cleaned up, and maybe watch some Supercross here tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.
What? No. Happy birthday.
Yummy, yummy.
Happy birthday.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Yummy. Quick.
Yummy, yummy.